Well, Christian, I don't know. When you support your local teams, looking at, I think the LSU Tigers should be able to close out the game last night against Auburn and the Saints today against the Giants. The game ain't over till it's over. You have to be able to finish a game. And Christian, looking how well the Saints are played in October, uh, this is like an NFL. This is the record right now. The Saints have won 15 straight games in October. So now we're 15-1. There's no reason we shouldn't be 16-0 in October, but that it is what it is. I mean, I don't know if we didn't have a sense of urgency at times. If our defense sometimes thinks that you can just show up and they can make things happen. But I don't remember us giving up this kind of chunk plays. Two of the Giants' drives. One play, 52-yard touchdown. One play, 54-yard touchdown. I mean, we haven't witnessed that in a while. I mean, not that I can remember.
They had a whole bunch of plays.
Yeah, and it's like one play, 52-yard touchdown. One play, 54-yard touchdown. I'm looking at, okay, we winning by 11 points, and our defense is supposed to be our strength. Come on, if you want to, like, I don't know, squeeze the juice box or whatever you want to do, and you want to give yourself a nickname, you cannot be winning by 11 points in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left and lose the game. Now, I'm not putting it all on the defense, but isn't the defense supposed to be our strength? Christian, the Giants scored 18 straight points. Now, are the Giants the most prolific offense?
No.
You'd have to say no. So, okay. And when I look at this, okay, two of their top receivers were out. Well, guess what? This is not a rocket science, but I'd say our cornerback struggled. Do you know there are three receivers who did play, had 271 yards, and they averaged 18 yards a reception? Christian, and you look at it, and it was on, let me count this. Let me see. It's like 15 receptions, and they had 271 yards. That is embarrassing. I can tell you what. You'd expect this maybe from Paulson Adebo, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, Paulson Adebo's a rookie. He's going to get picked on. But Lattimore, we paid you the big bucks. Come on. You can't fall asleep on Saquon Barkley out there. It's not your normal running back running a vertical. What is your responsibility? You cannot peek in the backfield. Because a veteran like Daniel Jones will burn you. And Lattimore got burned. Christian, an article came out this week in the paper, and is praising Lattimore. Listen. I'm a big Marshawn Lattimore fan. But you know who's been the number one thorn in everyone who that Nation member's side? Is sometimes Lattimore disinterested or does he lose focus? You know what? Look, there's the only thing that has not made him, to me, to be on the level of Jalen Ramsey. You look at Stephon Gilmore. Remember Revis Island, Darrell Revis? It's because he's not always focused. I don't know if it's lackadaisical or whatever, but Lattimore's focus, which is notable at times, because his focus has been an area where he's been criticized in the past. Well, guess what, Marshawn? We're paying you the big bucks. You got to be focused. You cannot be focused and give up those chunk plays.
There's something they saw on film on that play. They saw him get indisciplined, probably in the red
peeking in the backfield, and we're going to run a vertical and then right by him, and then all of a sudden that's one of those big chunk plays that you end up giving up a touchdown. Now, Christian, this is unusual, and I told you this, because, I like the numbers. A lot of times the numbers don't lie, but it's not 100%. Two areas, red zone and third down offense. We were, think about this, Who Dat Nation, we were 8 of 13, 62%. Christian, we didn't lose the turnover battle, so we're at 0. And they were 4, 11, 36%. Oh, well, we controlled the game. We won that game. Plus, our defense, remember, don't break, but we gave up those chunk plays. They were 1 of 3, 33% in the red zone. We were 100%. So we getting touchdowns? You would think they kick it field goals. So you take out those chunk plays. So normally that's highly unusual when I looked at that number. But average gain per play, they're almost getting a first down every play. I'm telling you, I know we want our offense to be a whole lot better, but I'm really disappointed in our defense. because I did not think we got a pass rush. I know Deuce said every now and then we got a pass rush. Did Daniel Jones look stressed out? I think he could have played another game. Daniel Jones could have played 8 straight quarters. He was not impacted by a pass rush, and that's the first time I've seen that in a while. Because I watched the team practice, and I watched them in the previous games. Christian, for some reason, we didn't bring it today with the pass rush. It was not there. You had a few quarterback pressures, hurries, and all that. But too many times, Christian, when you watch a game, what did I tell you when I see Daniel? When I see, if a quarterback knows what they're doing, and I'm seeing Daniel Jones drop back, Christian, how many times? It's almost like 100%, I tell you, too much time. And after that, what would it be? Completion. It's not 100%, but almost. You have to get after the opposing quarterback. No pass rush. Now, we still +5 for the season. I thought the penalties, you can't say, oh, the officials. No, they called 8 penalties. That was about right. 5 for 35 yards against us, 3 for 25 yards against them. We had them having the ball 10 minutes more than they had, but we just then finished the game in the fourth quarter. So looking at those numbers, you know what I'm pleased with, Christian? Now, he missed 1 tackle, but Malcolm Jenkins, I think, is a good leader on the back end. He had 12 total tackles, tackle for loss. But the young guy I'm impressed with is Werner. Werner had 10 total tackles, 6 unassisted, a tackle for loss. It seems like he has good instincts for the football. But I tell you what, I am displeased with the concentration of Lattimore and Adebo. Adebo, that's a lack of concentration. How do you practice? It ain't the playing over till it's over. Okay, you give up a deep ball. Okay, you hustle. Marcus Williams, whatever, you punch the ball out. He's frustrated. He's walking the other direction. If you go to the ball, maybe you got a touchback. And they don't recover it. He's going to learn from that. So the next time, I expect Paulson and Adebo to be hustling his behind. They do it in practice all the time. But I guess he's been at Stanford too long and he don't realize how this team and what it takes. But, Chris, I was frustrated in that regard. Looking at offensively, Kamara, do you know this is the first time Kamara was not targeted as a pass receiver? Now, you cannot tell me Drew Brees could be 60 years old and still playing. Kamara would get at least 1 pass thrown to him. I'm just saying. He was not targeted, but he did have 26 touches. He ran for 120 yards. 4.6 yard average. I thought Alvin Kamara ran hard today. He wasn't trying to step out of bounds like the Carolina Panthers game. No, Alvin Kamara was running hard. He was running with effort. I thought he got it done. But even, you know, it was a coming out party, Christian, and considering where he was drafted, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley for them, 18 touches, 126 total yards. So you look like a great back in Alvin Kamara, and he wants to be a great back in Saquon Barkley. I'd give Barkley the edge because of the end, but Kamara, I thought the effort was there. Looking at the receiving core, Callaway, Deontay Harris, on that one deep ball to Harris. Listen, Taysom Hill would have got a game ball. When you throw in a deep ball, you got to throw it out there. It's not a touch pass. It's a bomb. Throw it to the back of the end zone. He's throwing a jump ball on a guy that's... Christian, he's a little bit taller than you.
I don't even know if he's taller.
Yeah. So I'm like, you can't throw that kind of pass there. That's the one thing Taysom has done that in practice. That's one thing that has hurt him on a deep ball. He has the arm strength. Throw it out there. It's not a touch pass. You throw it out there and the receiver goes run underneath the ball, which Jameis has done a better job. Now look at Daniel Jones. Christian, like I said, he was not disruptive. 402 yards passing. A quarterback rating of 108.5. I don't, listen, people might be all over Jameis Winston. I thought he was nervous at the beginning and got off to a slow start. But I'm telling you, Sean Payton would take this because he thinks our defense would be better. Now, and we converted on 3rd down. It might be decisions where you got to kick a field goal and make points and not be going for it on 4th down, whatever. It's all about points, scoring, and all that. But Jameis, 17 of 23. We better learn to live with that. 226 yards. It's kind of like old school, back in the 80s and 90s. But it did not throw an interception, a quarterback rating of 119. We need our defense to play at a high level, and they did not play at a high level today. And listen, and It is what it is. People think that Jameis has to be Drew Brees. Them days are over. I'm saying we're not winning like that, but when you watch our season so far, Christian, I'm like Notre Dame. I'm like, a lot of people did this. I saw when the schedule came out and what we were facing. I was like, well, I see all the suspensions. Who you counting on? Then I see the injuries. And I'm like, well, I think if Coach Payton can get the 10 wins, he might be up for Coach of the Year. Because this looks like a 9-8, 8-9 type team. You know, Coach Payton, what you talking about, a yo-yo?
Yeah, he put yo-yos in all the players' locker rooms.
And he don't want to coach that. He don't want to coach that tight team or us to be that tight team. Well, guess what? We're a yo-yo team. Or up in the mountain, down in the valley. Up in the mountain, down. Now we're gonna have a challenge to go to Washington. They're gonna be playing with some confidence. They just came off a win right at the end against Atlanta. Then you're gonna have Seattle. It just seems like it could be a frustrating season. Can we put a few wins in a row? I don't know, but it just seems like we're not bad, Christian, but we're not amongst the best.
So far, you're average.
Yeah. No, and I think we're a little above average, but a little above average still might get you 9-8.
Through 4 games, 2-2 is average.
Yeah. But what I'm saying overall, I look how we playing. I look how we whooped the Packers, considered one of the best, and then you look how we whooped the Patriots, and that's on road. On the road, basically, even though you played in Jacksonville. But then I look at Carolina. Look, they didn't have all hands on deck against Dallas. But this Giants game, Christian, this is not even a trap game. We got trapped in the fourth quarter? I'm like, we had an 11-point lead. And if you have an outstanding defense and where we need to be, 6 minutes, 52 seconds, you do not, I don't care if Trevor Siemian's playing quarterback. You do not give up 11-point lead with 6 minutes and 52 seconds left. You cannot do that. That you have the game well in hand. All I know is that this never wins, and then you would be below 500. Keep giving up chunk plays of like one play 52 yards, one play 54 yards. No, that's going to come back to bite you, and that's what happened today.
That's a wrap for Bobby's post-game rant. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the New Orleans Saints Radio Network.
The News Talk Sports Leader, WWL New Orleans.